$34 million prize pool and still going strong. Think about this. Think about if you could run a marketing exercise and actually turn a massive profit out of it. This is exactly what Valve has managed to do with its Dota 2 international tournament. Now, esports often sits as a loss leader. I've talked about this previously in a lot of my own contents, but also confirmed that with Todd Citron, the head of competitive gaming at EA, in a recent podcast. If you'd like to watch it, look up the Big Esports podcast on YouTube or Anchor, Spotify, any other platform you like to listen to. Now, let me set the scene for you here with the Dota 2 International. So the Dota 2 International is the single largest tournament prize pool ever. Now, the Fortnite World Cup was a $40 million tournament as a whole, but remember that this was split up into different sections. It was split between solos, creatives, and so many other qualifiers leading up to the tournament. Whereas the Dota 2 International last year was around $33 million. Now it's reached over $34 million. Now, while Valve does put up prize pool themselves, they put up the first $1 million, the rest of it's actually crowdfunded directly by the community. In-game, you can purchase what's called a compendium. That compendium comes with a series of cosmetic items, as well as challenges and special things you can achieve in game. The compendium can be upgraded either by playing games and doing challenges or by inputting your own money into that as well. Now, out of all of the money that's around this compendium ecosystem, 25% of that goes directly into the prize pool. So now that we're sitting at this prize pool, you can see exactly how much money has gone in. 75% is going directly into Valve's pockets. Let's say that, every year when Valve runs the live finals, let's say they spend $50 million. They do a fantastic job. The finals are really big. Last year they're in China and they were meant to be, I believe, in Europe this year. However, it's been called off due to coronavirus. And, they bring up all the teams, they fly them in, put them in a nice hotel, pay for the whole experience. So let's just say, be nice and say they spend $20 to $50 million. Think about how much money is left over now that they're making in pure profit just by selling these in-game cosmetic items. They do this every single year. The tournament has been growing massively year on year, and once again, it has already overachieved what it was last year. The grand final should actually be on right about now. Unfortunately, due to coronavirus, once again, like I said, it all has been postponed, and we don't exactly know what's going to be happening next year, but the compendium is still running on. The international prize pool is massive, it is booming, and is the biggest in the market. But also, don't forget that just because the prize pool is big does not mean it's the most successful and biggest esport as a whole, because other games like League of Legends, for example, have a comparably much smaller prize pool of a few $1 million, but they have a much more supported ecosystem. They hire thousands of staff, full-time commentators, have a franchise-style system for a lot of their teams where people are being paid fair salaries, whereas Dota 2 is much more of an open market where winning big cash in tournaments is much more important quite often to these players, to the teams, and to the marketers than actually the ongoing franchise-style tournament system. So it's something interesting for you to track, and just another way that people within esports are individually making money, and I'd love to see this come across to other games. I've posed the question a lot before, why doesn't League of Legends do crowdfunding? Why don't other games like fighting games do more crowdfunding? And also, what about traditional sports? Is this something that they can learn from us? Because obviously there's so many things that we learn from traditional sports and they learn across to us. Going to be really interested to track this. I'm a Dota 2 fan myself. I love watching the TI recaps, so if you'd like to capture any emotion, make sure you head to Dota2.com and also check out their social medias, because over a period of a few weeks, they're posting some of the best moments of previous international games. And look, it's a marketing ploy that worked on me. I played a lot of League of Legends, I played a little bit of Heroes of the Storm, and I was always too scared to get into Dota because it's a really hard game to get into. It's got a high skill ceiling, like many other esports titles do, but it's also got a really high entry level or skill floor. There's so many different things to learn within the game, but I tuned into the International 3 in 2013, and I had a fantastic time watching that tournament, and I've been playing the game ever since. So in the next 7 years or so, I've got something like 3, 4, 5,000 hours. So if nothing else, the marketing ploy worked on me. Fantastic work, Valve, and it's a really cool case study.